Hello everyone, I am TitanicSizedReviews. I do reviews on movies, shows, and video games, and today I'm talking about The Exorcist for my 8 out of 31 Halloween horror movies. I'm going to be real quick about this because I'm running super late. This is the 1973 version. It's rated R, it's horror, it's obviously OG as fuck. Yes, I do use bad language, that's just who I am. This movie starts out with an old man. His name is Merrin. You're gonna find out later, he's one of the few people who still knows how to do an exorcism currently at this time. He's in Iraq, finds artifacts and some creepy demon statue thing. They really just show him trying to be Indiana Jones, basically. Then they transition to Georgetown, Washington, where the real stuff that's going to happen goes down. There's the mom of the family. I don't know her name. She's a famous actress in this movie. She's currently shooting there in Georgetown, which is why she's there. Her daughter is Reagan. Her assistant's name is Shannon, I believe. And I'm afraid I don't remember any of the other staff who work for her. Doesn't really matter. Those are basically the characters. The ones that matter are the mom and the daughter the most. And Merrin. And then there's also a priest who's younger. His name is Daemon, I believe, but they just call him Demi. Or Dimmy, sorry. He used to be a boxer. He's questioning his current faith and whether or not he wants to continue it. We get to see multiple moments of both the mom and her daughter Reagan's life while they're there, as well as Demi's and his mom's relationship and how she's kind of losing it and eventually she passes away. All of these things that happen in the movie happen at different times. They don't really tell you how much time goes by from each moment, except for when his mom passes, I believe, which is like a week later when he's having a conversation with a detective. No, I'm sorry. It's when Burke, who is the director of the movie that the mom is starring in, he dies. After he's left alone watching the daughter who's been having incidents already. It all starts out gradually to get to the incidents. It really begins when the mom finds out that the daughter's been playing with a Ouija board. Of course, this is just what people go with to demonic possession right away. Things just gradually grow over time, where she starts getting weirder. The bed begins to shake. The mom sees this, doesn't know what's going on yet, goes to see doctors. Doctors do a CAT scan, X-ray, can't really find anything. They get a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist talks to them, and then that's when a evil voice comes out, and they realize there's a bit more to this going on than something mental. Some people still believe it is mental, but clearly there's something more to it. The little girl who's possessed, Reagan or whatever, shows these signs of just evil intention, such as with the psychiatrist who's hypnotized her to get more information when she shows that it's not just a mental state. She just grabs him by the nuts, hurts him. At one point earlier, she smacks a doctor in the face, makes him look like he's her bitch and she's a pimp. Her face begins to crack over time, looks all gross, has a bunch of scars, nasty looking teeth. Her eyes look almost pus-filled. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. They're just nasty to look at. And the mom doesn't know what to do, and as she's talking to the doctors who are saying that they don't know what's wrong and they're not sure how to help, one of the doctors mentions exorcism, and she doesn't really have any idea what else to do, so she talks to the priest, Demi, sorry, and Demi says that he can basically look into it, but he can't really do anything without proof. He goes, meets the daughter, tries some non-holy water that's tap water. The demon reacts, in pain kind of thing. So he doesn't believe it because it's not actually holy water. But he knows something is going on because he can see it with his own eyes. He goes back and he gets a recording of everything that's going on, such as a conversation. And she begins to speak Latin, which is, what demons do in movies like this. There's a pretty gross scene before this with the little girl and a cross. Even for a movie this old, that's a uncomfortable moment to watch. it's not... It doesn't show a ton, right? They show a little bit. You know what she's doing. That part's semi-disturbing. This movie gives some disturbing feelings, for sure. If you've ever seen Hereditary, you might compare it to that. Not to that extent. That movie definitely goes over the top and is more modern, obviously, so it's a bit more gruesome. This one's not super gruesome. It does have some blood. But all in all, it's not over the top. Well, Demi gets the recording. He shows it to his church. The church realizes, yeah, there's some evil shit going on. So they get Merrin to come and help out. Merrin and Demi begin to do the exorcism on Reagan to try to get this demon out. And, you know, they see some things while they're doing this. The bed rises. Her head spins around. She obviously throws up on both of them a little bit. She threw up on Demi way more earlier. Well, they're trying everything they can to get the demon out. To find out what its name is, because in normal possession you need to know its name so you can exorcise it. They never actually get the demon's name. At one point the demon does say it's the devil, but that was way earlier. And it's probably not. We can assume it's just like a demon in this movie. Well, at one point Demi hears his mom and gets upset, and Merrin asks him to leave while he's doing this, and Demi just needs time to cool off. Demi goes back to try to help Merrin after a short amount of time and finds that Merrin is dead. The girl is just sitting there. She's no longer tied up like she was. He starts to smack her a bit, then tells the demon to take him instead. The demon leaves her, takes over him, and he jumps right out a window, straight into the pavement. Dead. Well, not right away. He has a moment where another priest comes to him and tries to absolve him of all of his sins before he passes. But he's basically dead. Reagan's free. She's no longer possessed. We see the family doing fine. Her face looks a lot better, but you can still see some like lines where marks were. The family leaves, and that's basically the end of the movie. Sorry, I know I kind of like rushed through this. As I said, I'm running really behind on this one. All in all, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It certainly made me feel comfortable in certain parts, especially for an old movie, which is kind of surprising, right? Maybe it's because it has that old movie vibe. Just the way things are set up, they're a little bit creepier. This movie isn't necessarily creepy, it's just a bit disturbing in certain parts. If you are a Christian or Catholic, for instance, you might feel uncomfortable watching certain scenes. Like the scene with the cross, for instance, pretty uncomfortable. You might just have some vibes where you're like, oh, this is some evil shit right here. I believe the remake of The Exorcist, or maybe it's just The Exorcism, which is a bit more modern. I don't remember what year. Whatever, doesn't matter. I think most of the people who made that movie died, if I'm correct. So that also might play some part in your head a little bit if you're feeling uncomfortable and you knew that. I'm going to give the movie a 8.5 out of 10. I don't know, I'm really indifferent about it. There's a lot of transitions. I mean, a whole bunch. The movie's 2 hours, and it feels really long when you're watching it. Not that it's boring, it's interesting the whole time, even when you're just seeing the basic parts of their life. Seeing how it kind of affects the characters and how it's going to affect them later. There's something about it, though. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe you disagree, maybe you do agree. Let me know. Leave a comment. Please like the video. Please click subscribe, help me out. I'm trying to grow my channel. Maybe there's something you'd like me to review. Leave a comment, let me know. Again, sorry I kind of rushed through this, but that's about it. Thank you for watching. Have a good day or a good night.